What's up, Guardians? Profane here, thanks for checking out the video. The final content for episode Revenant will be dropping this upcoming week, and players will finally get to start farming for bento tokens, which is going to be provided through a new quest ran by Eris Morn and the Drifter. The new Path to Prologue quest is very similar to Riven's Wishes, and by completing these bento token quests, players will be able to earn various rewards, like Artifice armor, adept and exotic weapons, ascendant shards and alloy, as well as the returning Chatterwhite legendary shader. So today we're going to be taking a quick preview into these bento quests and what you'll need to do to complete them, so that you'll be better prepared for when these go live next week. Throughout this limited time event, players will be able to earn a total of 8 bento tokens, and that is account-wide, so you'll need to spend these wisely. Most of the available items can be redeemed with just 1 bento token, and that includes stacks of ascendant alloy, ascendant shards, exotic ciphers, spoils of conquest, mementos, and the adept weapons like Igneous Hammer, Horror's Least, and Cataphract. Class-specific Artifice armor will be sold for 2 bento tokens, and that'll be per item, and with the upcoming changes to armor, this might not be the best use of your bento tokens. There is one item that will cost 3 bento tokens, and that is the Cloudstrike exotic sniper rifle, which would normally be rewarded by completing Empire hunts, but this is only rewarding the Cloudstrike, not its catalyst. As we mentioned earlier, the Chatterwhite legendary shader will be returning with this Path to Prologue event, and to obtain it, you just need to spend a total of 5 bento tokens. This will be an objective for the Packed Lunch quest, which you'll pick up from the Drifter when the week starts, and once you've earned enough tokens, you'll be able to visit the vending machine next to Archie to be able to claim your shader. Now that we've covered what you can spend your tokens on, let's talk about how to get them. There does appear to be a total of 7 bento quests, which does not include Packed Lunch. We don't know how many of these bento quests that you'll be able to hold on to at once, and we don't know if any of these will be held off for the second week. But thanks to the information that's already in the database, we know that one of the first bento quests will be Dubious Bento. This rewards 1 bento token, and to complete this you'll need to collect 10 celery in Gambit and 10 sentry eggs from the moon, which will drop randomly from defeated targets. For quick and easy kills on the moon, I would recommend heading to the Altar of Sorrows, which will be a great place to get several of these bento quests done. The next bento quest is Dredgens of Yore, which requires you to defeat Guardians in either Gambit or Crucible, and you'll receive 1 bento token as a reward. Hand cannons will provide additional progress, which you'll need a total of 50 points to complete. This will most likely count assists, and it'll be completed much faster by jumping into a quick play Crucible activity. The next bento quest is titled Martial Mentos, which will reward 1 bento token. This is going to require you to defeat 200 enemies with either the Malfeasance, the Wither Horde, the Touch of Malice, the Whisper of the Worm, Xenophage, or the Arbalest. This doesn't require any specific faction to be defeated, so a great place to knock this out will be the opening area of the Grasp of Avarice, or the Shurochi checkpoint, and I would recommend using either the Wither Horde, the Malfeasance, or the Xenophage to get this done quickly. Our next bento quest is called Nightmare Kills, which requires players to defeat 3 nightmare bosses or other challenging combatants. Nightmare bosses are featured in Altar of Sorrows, Lost Sectors on the Moon, and in Nightmare Hunts, but you'll have a much easier time completing this quest by completing rounds of Altar of Sorrows, and by completing this quest you'll earn 1 bento token. Our next bento quest is Nightmare Lunch, which requires you to complete activities on the moon, with Nightmare Hunts providing bonus progress. So if you're able to have this and the Nightmare Kills quest at the same time, you'll be able to knock out both pretty easily. Otherwise, speedrunning Lost Sectors and Altar of Sorrows should be a fast and easy way of getting this one done. And for completing this quest, you'll receive 1 more bento token. Our next bento quest is Snakebite, and to complete this one, you'll need to defeat enemies in Gambit with Gambit weapons with an overall point requirement of 200. This will most likely count assists, which will greatly reduce how many kills you'll ultimately have to get, and you'll be able to use any of the newer or older generation Gambit weapons to complete this. The final bento quest is called the Stuff of Legends, and this requires you to complete the final encounter of any dungeon or raid, with raids providing bonus progress. This would require 2 dungeon completions or just 1 raid, and by hitting up the final boss encounter of the Shattered Thrones dungeon, you'd be able to knock this out in about 3 minutes, since the final boss can be defeated in about 45 seconds. And by completing this quest, you will receive 2 bento tokens. You're only going to get a total of 2 weeks to complete these bento quests and to claim your rewards. So if you've been taking a break from Destiny here recently, it might be a good idea to jump on this week, especially to get that Chatterwhite legendary shader. With that said, I wish you all the best of luck out there. I'd love to hear your thoughts about the return of the Chatterwhite shader and your thoughts about these bento quests. Let us know down in the comments below. Thank you as always for checking out the video. If you enjoyed and found it helpful, then be sure to hit that like button below, along with the subscribe button if you're new. Both are greatly appreciated, and both really do help support the channel. And until next time, Guardians, this has been Profane, wishing you all some happy hunting.